Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman, and this is the Robert August Saber, shaped by Mike Minkington, who has made me some incredible longboards over the years. So thank you, Mike. This board was actually part of my surprise birthday quiver this year. Tommy, Matt, and the crew at Reel hooked it up for me, and this was one of that quiver. And you know, basically it was free reign. Trip, whatever you think he's going to like the best. And Sam August got in on this one because Sam's been here and I've surfed with Sam and he kind of follows the different places that I go to. And Sam was like, all right, cool, let's make a board for Trip that's going to work for Cape Hatteras. And then also, you know, when he travels and brings a longboard with him. So this thing actually works really well. This is a 9.0, and typically, since I'm over 200 pounds, I mean, I'm typically riding 9.6s all the time, which when you surf here on a longboard or any kind of like punchy beach break, the 9.6 is kind of tough to fit into the curve of the wave because it's just too long to fit in the wave and you're basically fighting it the whole time. So Sam wanted to do a 9.0 that would fit into the curve of the wave better, and then kind of build it out around my body weight and then getting the, you know, the wave range, like from small waves to big waves, kind of built into it as well. So it's 9.0 in length. They went double stringer on it to give it the strength for the little beach break or heavy beach break tubes that we get here. But then to build it back out power-wise, like lift underneath your foot, because typically for me, I need like bigger waves to ride a 9-foot longboard, but they went thicker on the board and then also brought a little bit more foam out to the rail. So dimensions on this board are 9.0, 22.5, 3 1/8. And so typically when you go from a full-on log or a full-on nose rider to a quote-unquote high-performance longboard, you go from having something that's really chunky and really flat and just really straight line trim oriented to having something that's like chippy and rockered out and turn oriented. And there's really not too many people doing a lot of stuff in the middle. And I think this board really kind of hits the middle perfectly. If I scrape off the wax, the Saber is actually called a modern nose riding machine, which I would definitely agree with, because on the back of the board with this diamond tail and a little bit of hip in the back, it has really good turning. And also with a 2+1, I've got a 7.5 inch, nice and flexible Robert August center fin, and then I got the SB1 Futures fiberglass side bites in it. So off the tail, the board can pivot really good and do nice wraps back into the pocket, good, you know, good long drawn out cutbacks off the top and down carves. But the nose riding of this board is really what stands out, and also its ability, like just its wave range, wave size range and the applications that you can use it in. It does have a little bit more meat to the nose and a little bit more width forward than a standard high performance longboard, and that gives you the tip time, but it does pull up right at the end of the board with a little bit shaved off here to prevent purling. And it does have a little bit of concave up here to give you a little bit of lift as well. So even though you're on a board that turns really well, you can still nose ride it. And it's also like it's 9 feet, so you're getting to the nose quicker compared to a 9.6. I've had a blast on this board. The things that really surprised me, although I shouldn't have been surprised, taking off 6 inches off a board is definitely going to make the board fit into the waves better. But it was definitely a beach break pleaser, putting this thing into some tight places. And then the other thing that really surprised me was how well it worked in smaller surf, because I was always convinced you had to go 9.6, you had to go 9.8, you had to go 9.10. But by going 9 foot, but just making it a little bit thicker, a little bit wider, it worked really well in small waves. But because of that compact length, it really fit into that as well. I took this. If you go to Costa Rica, if you're going to hang with Robert August, you better be riding a Robert August. So I took this with me when we went to Costa Rica, July 4th weekend, and got to ride it really good Ollie's Point and really good Witch's Rock, which was an absolute blast. And then also as the swell tapered down to just about nothing, it still worked in small waves as well. So even when Ollie's completely turned off and Witch's was only knee to stomach high, it was still super, super fun and really fast and really lively for a 9-foot board. Currently, we don't have these in stock in the shop, but we are doing custom orders for them. But we definitely are going to be stocking them next year, because I think it's a really good longboard for a lot of, I mean, just for a lot of beach breaks. Not everybody's blessed with a real slopey, perfectly peeling point. And that's what the longer, flatter, loggier boards are better at. Like, this board is better for everywhere America, or actually anywhere, like punchy beach breaks. It still works really well in points, but it's just a better all-around board, and it's going to work in a huge range of conditions. It's the Robert August Saber, shaped by Mike Minkington. Mikey, thank you very much again, both this board and the step deck. The Mortensen step deck that you made me, also another Robert August board, 2 of the best longboards I've ever owned. Like, kind of never ever sell them ever. We'll sell my own board, so don't even ask. And if you have any more questions about this one, the Saber, give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. And one more time, thanks Matt, thanks Tommy, and everybody else involved. Thank you, Lisa at Robert August Surfboards. This present is getting used.